Up next, the Jazz taking on the Knicks. For the Jazz, they sit number 7 in the West, holding their own with good company. And they're just getting started. Knicks Jazz is next, and we'll be right back. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. Kevin Harlan here, joined by our analyst Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. Plus, reporting from the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Well, the Utah Jazz tries to keep their players happy by financially incentivizing them. Contract bonuses include on-the-court performance, physical fitness, and off-season workouts. The team's general manager said, "To be a significant program, we need to be great defensively and with individual development. The bonuses are created with those goals in mind." Kevin?
Thanks, DA. And powering into the first week of the new year, here's a brand new look at the power rankings. Look at the Lakers. They're still dominant, sitting at number 1 once again.
And Utah right now, they were billed as a team to watch. And they've had some great wins this year. And they have a real chance to continue moving up that list.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Barrett and Knox are the wingmen. It's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. And it's Smith in at the point guard position. And for Utah, Mitchell and Bogdanovich, they're the wings. Rudy Gobert is out there with Bradley. And it's Conley in at the point.
Guys, when you consider the New York Knicks roster, there is some talent amongst their young players. More than a handful of their guys in their first 3 years in the league. Kevin Knox, Mr. Robinson, and Mr. Dotson all could be factors for them in the future.
Now here is Conley. In the game against New Orleans, very impressive.
And Kev, Bogdanovich has got great size for a guard, which makes defending him very difficult, particularly at that high release point.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
There's a lot to like about Bogdanovich's game. He's a skilled scorer, he's a capable defender, and I think there's some leadership qualities there.
And so Bogdanovich nails both of them. Here's Smith. And the pass to Knox. That's tipped. At the elbow, it's Robinson. And it's Bradley with the rebound. And it's Bradley with the ball for the Utah Jazz. This their first look at this year's New York squad.
Yeah, and they swept this matchup the 2 times they played last year. They held the advantage on paper and on the court.
Well, a year ago, there was a big gap in talent between the two teams. But changes are always made, and we'll see how they match up this time around.
Here's Smith. Bogdanovich picking up that last basket. Here's Barrett. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
An effective mid-range scorer. Barrett excels at finding openings in the defense and capitalizing.
Right side, Bradley. And here comes Smith leading the fast break. Barrett, no good.
I'll tell you, everything went right in terms of execution. He just can't get it to go.
Conley, the pass to Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
Not sure Rudy Gobert left the floor to finish that dunk, but boy, what power.
So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Smith against Conley. From 12 feet out. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. We've seen a quick start here for the Jazz. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
Well, on the road, you don't expect to look so comfortable on the offensive end, but that was the story of the game.
It came down to execution. No wasted possessions, and that is absolutely essential trying to win on the road.
The Jazz have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
Free throw drops for Mitchell.
Let's remember that Donovan Mitchell's first love was baseball. His father played in the minors, coached in the majors. Donovan himself was a star player in high school. It wasn't until he broke his wrist that he decided to dedicate himself to the game of basketball.
And Mitchell drops them both. And Doris, you mentioned baseball where he played pitcher and shortstop. But Mitchell doing just fine, I think, in basketball.
No doubt, Kevin. He's come a long way since high school because back then he was a power dunker and defender. But his transformation into an elite offensive player in the NBA, this is just a credit to this young man's work ethic.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip end.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. New York, no good that time either.
Yet another miss, just 1 for 5, not exactly an ideal start.
Offensive rebound. The second effort, second shot opportunity, and Gobert with the lay-in. Gobert's got 6.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Conley against Smith. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. You know, Doris, when you think of the best dunkers at that guard position, you have to include Dennis Smith Jr.
His explosiveness, Dennis Smith Jr., is off the charts. Boy, when he is attacking the cup, as a defensive player, you better be on point or he's going to put it on your head.
The free throw drops for Smith. And you spend any amount of time watching Dennis Smith Jr., Greg, his leaping ability makes for some impressive highlights.
Kevin, he's got the size and the off-the-charts athleticism. Now just trying to figure out how to realize his obvious potential.
Smith hits them both. Looking at the schedule, Doris, about halfway through the season, some teams that started out very hot and were winning like crazy have now come back to earth. They've cooled a bit. They've leveled out.
I think inevitably over the course of an 82-game season, NBA players will tell you there are always ups and downs and waves of success and then the tough moments. And the best teams seem to be able to weather all of that. Not get too high when they're playing well, not get too low if they're in the middle of a slump.
Now, here is Robinson. Rudy Gobert missing his last shot. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it. And so Gobert will bring it up for Utah. Conley, the pass to Mitchell. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And Conley gets it to go. The assist from Bogdanovich.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Knicks trail by 11. Smith scanning the floor. Tries again, and it's Robinson with the bucket inside.
Boy, his hard work on the offensive glass, earning an additional opportunity.
Conley with it. He isn't playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Bogdanovich passes to Gobert. 5 to shoot. Over Robinson. Gobert can't hit.
Boy, a clean, close look. What a missed opportunity.
Here's Knox, and the shot is good.
You can see physical defense does not bother Kevin Knox. He almost wants the contact.
Jazz leading by 7. Now here's Conley. It's tipped. Bradley passes to Mitchell. the dunk by Mitchell.
How high was Donovan Mitchell? How pretty was that dunk? My goodness.
Knicks trail by 9. Now Smith. 17 points for him last game against the Lakers in Los Angeles.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And the foul on Dennis Smith Jr. That's his first foul. Passes it to Gobert. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. Shoots. Gobert trying to get open.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring. And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up a little more sense of urgency.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. Their last game a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, they were able to maintain focus in a hostile environment, and that led to taking shots that made sense.
Well, I'm sure they're still enjoying that one. You love going into a tough building, tough place to play, and shooting the lights out. Nothing like silencing the crowd.
Now, here is Smith. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Barrett with the ball. Covered by Mitchell. Barrett, no good.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
Conley finds Bradley. Jazz passing it around. Lets it go with the three. No good there. Randall with some nice D. Knicks trail by 11. And here's Barrett. He had 28 points in the win against the Lakers in Los Angeles. Here's Knox. Here's Robinson. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Donovan Mitchell.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
New York shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. First free throw is good. And with the way Mitchell Robinson can protect the rim doors, there's a lot to like about that second-round pick.
Yeah, on draft day, Mitchell Robinson flew under the radar, but he had a great summer league. He got tremendous minutes early as a rookie. This is a great leaper, a great shot blocker, always something teams can use, both of those attributes.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
Guys, when you think about the Jazz, you are talking about an elite defensive unit. Rudy Gobert in the middle, the defensive player of the year, and the guys around him are committed to the scheme and outstanding individual defenders.
And good that time.
And boy, have they come out strong, really pounding the offensive board for second chance points.
Knicks trail by 12. Smith outside. Outside Robinson. Mitchell against Smith. 6 on the shot clock. And it's blocked by Conley. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Davis is checked in for Utah. Clarkson comes in for Bogdanovich. And a switch here also for New York. Payton's checked in. And so Gobert will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. A 12-point game. And the Jazz very disciplined at the defensive end.
Now, Kevin, you have a veteran squad with the anchor Rudy Gobert, one of the elite shot blockers in the entire league. And this is a group that's so important here. They defend without fouling.
And a new group in for the Knicks. Bobby Portis is checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Gibson comes in for Julius Randle. Harkless is checked in for Kevin Knox. And Damian Dotson subbed in for Barrett. Knicks trail by 12. Payton looking around. Lays it up off the glass.
Well, that's really good strength on that finish by Elfrid Payton. Nice job to embrace the contact.
Pass to Clarkson. Here's Williams-Goss, defended by Harkless. Pass to Niang. Over Gibson. Niang, that's good. And the Jazz lead by 12.
You know, it's going to be tough to win when you give the other team second and third opportunities to score the ball.
New York shooting 31% here early on. Not getting the shots they'd like. Payton passes to Dotson. Back to Payton. He tries for three. The shot by Harkless, no good.
And they've come out with a take no prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Back to Clarkson. Pulls up. They get it back. Davis. There's the pass to Niang. They shoot again, and it's good off the glass. Niang's got his second bucket of the night.
Already, they've piled up 8 second chance points.
Knicks trail by 14. Passes to Harkless. Dotson in the corner. Here's Payton. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Utah's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Here's Williams-Goss. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Here's Gibson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Portis can't get it to go.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
Now, here's Clarkson after the miss from Bobby Portis. Here's Niang. Not going to go that time. Great D that time from Gibson. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
They need this one. Got a piece of it. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. Jazz leading by 16. Moutier with the ball. He had 13 points in the win against New Orleans. Williams-Goss, the pass to Moutier. It's tipped.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Now here's Harkless. He's covered by Clarkson.
Well, hard to find a team more iconic in the NBA than the New York Knicks. They are a premier brand.
Greg, this is absolutely true. This is an organization that has played a few games in London that have helped them, and it hasn't seemed to matter that the team has struggled for an extended period of time. They remain a major media presence in a major market. The NBA is better when the New York Knicks are a factor.
First free throw is good. Of course, who are some of the up-and-coming shooting guards in the league that you have noticed have got a very high ceiling?
Well, I'm going to mention two guys who I think could be considered combo guards, guards who can play one or two, and who I think their organizations are still trying to figure out their best position. But two of the most dominant young guards in the league who are going to be a problem for over a decade, Devin Booker and Donovan Mitchell. Both guys can create their own shot. Both can get off the dribble drive. Both could light you up for over 50 a night. Devin and Donovan, two names to keep an eye on.
Here's Williams-Goss. The shot, no good. The Knicks go the other way with it. Over in the corner, Harkless. The three-pointer, no good. Jazz leading by 14. Moutier passes to Williams-Goss, and the basket is good.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip, and guys are making their shots. That's critical.
55 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Dotson. Rebounded by the Jazz. Davis has got his 6th rebound on the night. To the left wing. Here's Niang. Offline with his 3. Knicks trail by 16. Over in the corner, Harkless. No good with the triple.
This is a quarter he'd rather forget. This guy just can't seem to get the lid off of that bucket.
Here's Williams-Goss, defended by Gibson. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Here's Dotson. Flushes it down to finish the break.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. Jazz lead by 14. We've got more in store for you right after this. During his tenure in Utah, Coach Quinn Snyder has quickly earned the appreciation of his players, including Rudy Gobert.
It's very key to have a coach like that. He really takes everything, with heart, and he wants us to be the best defensive team in the league, as I do. And I think when the coach and the players are on the same page, usually, good things happen.
Coach Snyder doing a terrific job with his team.
Just a great tactician, and he's clearly got his guys buying in to his message.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, the Jazz enjoying a nice lead here.
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And New York looking at who they've got. Portis is out there with Taj Gibson. Then there's Payton. Then there's Mo Harkless. And it's Dotson in at the shooting guard position. Pass to Niang. Back to Moutier. Three-pointer. They get it again. Davis, a second chance effort, and he sinks the layup. Davis has got his first points in this one.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
To the paint. Here's Portis. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist.
Well, what you want to see from Elfrid Payton are floor general skills on full display. Finds the open teammate. Nice.
Pass to Clarkson. Here's Williams-Goss. Now the pass to Davis. Kicks it to Moutier. Just 5 on the clock. That one doesn't drop. Knicks trail by 14. Payton left side. Pass to Dotson. There's the 3. The rebound by the Jazz.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. The promising point guard was traded to the Knicks, and Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I've just got to make the most of it. Kevin, we know one thing in New York, the ball is back in Smith's hands.
And DA, that's when he is at his best. Thank you. The first one falls. A lot of switching on every possession in the NBA from a defensive standpoint, and you see the way Doris offenses are adjusting to that.
Yeah, I think number one, you have to attack the switch. That's first and foremost. And it's an interesting balance between attacking and being patient, because the one thing you're ultimately seeking in every switch is a favorable matchup for yourself. That's where a critical thinking guard who knows where to find and put the ball is so critical to your success.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. Payton outside. Lets a floater go. Utah with the rebound. Niang's got 4 rebounds in this game. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
One thing we know about Elfrid Payton, this guy has got supreme confidence. He will force the issue if he's this close to the cup.
Greg, Elfrid Payton's continued to improve his game, and so far so good.
Yeah, a marked improvement in long-range percentage. Good size and defensive potential as well. He's knocking down shots. We might have something in Elfrid Payton.
Good from Payton.
And now, in his second year coaching the Knicks, David Fizdale putting more of a stamp on this team, changing the mindset of the franchise.
Well, the New York Knicks hired David Fizdale to steer the ship with a group of young players. And I want you to think back to where he earned his stripes. That was with the LeBron James and Dwayne Wade championship Miami teams. So he knows culture and he knows winning. I think Elfrid Payton has exciting potential. He's got unbelievable defensive instincts and work habits. He just needs to develop a little bit more on the offensive end.
A nice shot by Bogdanovic.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Payton drives in. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
When he's determined to finish, Donovan Mitchell is so good powering through whatever the defense puts in his path.
And you ask around, his coaches and teammates love Donovan Mitchell. The way he carries himself, really infectious, upbeat, but also a born competitor.
Dennis Smith, he's checked in for New York.
Mind the lane. Mind the lane. One shot.
Free throw drops for Mitchell. And going into the 2017 draft, Mitchell was a sleeper. Maybe even Greg to himself, he wasn't sure he was ready to make that leap.
And you know, Kevin, it was the NBA players he was working out with in the summertime who told him, man, you're ready right now. And a season that saw him second in Rookie of the Year votes validated that and built his confidence.
And there's Gobert putting it right back in.
It's been their Achilles heel defensively. They just have not been able to control that backboard.
Robinson passes to Smith. Here's Knox. He had 10 points in the win against the Lakers in Los Angeles. That one off the back iron and out. Conley against Smith. It's blocked. Pass to Barrett to stop the run. Here's Robinson, and that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Robinson's got 5 points so far. Smith against Conley. Outside, Bogdanovich. They get the rebound, and it's Bradley on the follow.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Smith kicks to Robinson. Pass to Barrett. Stolen by Mitchell. And then Mitchell with the dunk.
Boy, if he's got momentum, you better step back. Donovan Mitchell on his way to the cup.
And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
First one falls for him. So it's such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev. Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
Mitchell outside. Now here's Bogdanovich. He's got 11. Drills it from outside. 6 points for Conley.
Well, how about the court awareness from Bogdanovich, showing off his ability to find the open man, Kev?
Here's Knox. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Gobert pulls it in. Utah's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. From past the arc. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
New York calls timeout.
And the signing of Bojan Bogdanovic, a great move for the Jazz. With his shooting, more spacing for Gobert and Mitchell to operate. He's capable of creating shots on his own as well.
A moment now to check out who's leading in the All-Star voting.
And a lot of fans and players interested to see how this thing all turns out.
Well, you look at Conley. He's pulled in a lot of votes. Nearly enough, in fact, to break into the top 10 in the Western Conference.
Yeah, and probably wishing he was a little higher on that list, but there's just too many other guys also having fantastic seasons.
A great All-Star weekend it'll be. We'll keep you updated as we get closer. And here are the Knicks now. Smith in the post, covered by Conley. Smith dishes to Randall. Smith on the wing. 5 on the clock. Over Mitchell.
Ooh, ugly second quarter for him, and now I think he's starting to really force the issue.
Over in the corner, Conley. Over Barrett. Conley's shot is off. New York shooting just 26% out there. A terrible showing from an offense capable of much better. Barrett, no good.
All alone from mid-range. They know he won't miss many of those.
And here's Bogdanovich for 3. Randall grabs the board.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
Knocks, and it's sent back by Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell twice on the pipes. The rejection is nice.
And now a look at Rudy Gobert here. He's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so. He's averaging 11 points a game and over 3.5 blocks. And not many players possess his kind of ability to protect the rim. I mean, you look at the block total, pretty remarkable.
Well, I love it. Drivers think they see a crease to the lane and go for it. And eventually, he shuts the door.
And that one falls for Barrett.
I think most people consider Salt Lake City not a big free agent destination. So the Jazz are what they call a pipeline team. And what does that mean? It means they have to draft and develop their talent internally.
Second free throw, no good. And the Jazz say they need a fundamentally sound process to building their roster. Doris, no shortcuts.
Well, there's no question about that, Kevin. This is a group that has to be value-spaced with their free agent acquisitions in a small market. The draft picks have got to be smart. Their teaching and cultivating of that talent and development is absolutely critical.
Bogdanovich passes to Bradley. To the middle, here's Gobert, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Julius Randle picks one up.
The gigantic frame of Rudy Gobert is a problem for the defense. Very hard to contest this guy without fouling.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Shooting two.
A free throw drops for Gobert.
Because of Rudy Gobert's thin frame, people were trying to take advantage of him early physically in his career. For the Jazz, they wanted him to get stronger, get in the weight room, and become more of a problem.
So he picks up just one from the line that time. And for 7-footers like Gobert, it seems, Doris, there's more risk of injury.
Well, everything the Jazz organization has done with Rudy has focused from the core down. They want to make sure their big man has functional strength that eases pressure on the knees and ankles. Both of those areas have been so problematic for guys his size.
Smith's shot is good.
Wow, the amazing speed and athleticism of Mr. Dennis Smith Jr. No mercy on the attack.
Mitchell outside. He kicks to Bogdanovich. Now the dish to Bradley. Back to Bogdanovich. It's stolen by Randall. Dishes it to Smith. And that one drops. Smith's got his second basket of the night.
Outstanding pass, on time and on target.
Now Conley. He has 6. Outside Bogdanovich. Step back shot. Kept alive. Gobert the pass to Bradley. It's stolen by Randall. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Smith wide open. He fires. Off target with his 3. And so Conley will bring the ball up for Utah. The feed now to Bogdanovich. It's stolen by Smith. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. It's Robinson high post. For the 3. Barrett, no good.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
And he's a pure point guard with terrific vision. Conley finds open teammates at times before they realize they're open.
New York calls timeout. Greg, some folks suspected Conley might be moved when Memphis had a shot at drafting John Morant right before the draft that deal took place.
I tell you what, he looks to be a great fit in Utah. Can be that third star the team needs to push them to the next level. Utah had to give up a fair sum to get him, but it was worth the risk.
So Utah ends up going with the new group. Here's Gibson, and that one good.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Utah has gone for the three-pointer 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times. Moutier kicks to Clarkson. The 8-footer. Here's Davis, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the call. New York with the foul. One of the most voracious rebounders per minute in the NBA. Ed Davis out of North Carolina. Terrific player.
Yeah, he is, Kevin. He put in a ton of time in the weight room. His Portland teammates actually used to tease him and call him shirt off Ed.
Take a break.
He has bulked up and likes to throw his weight around inside now.
And that one falls for Davis. And both free throws good for Davis.
And the playmaking of Joe Ingles, such a valuable asset for the Jazz.
Well, Greg, they've needed more shot creation, and his growth in that regard, especially operating in the pick and roll, such a big lift to their offense.
With the fadeaway. Shots good by Gibson. Gibson's got his second bucket.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Left side, Davis. Here's Payton, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Robinson.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage, and it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Good from Payton.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
And both free throws good for Payton. 1:06 left in the first half of basketball. The pass to Williams-Goss. And here's Clarkson. Passes it to Niang. It's rebounded by Portis.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
There's 38 seconds left in the first half. Clarkson on the wing. Right side Davis. Wide open look. It's rebounded by New York. To the inside, Dotson. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
And looking a lot better now, but still a long way to go to get back into this one.
Yeah, but this run started with tighter execution at both ends, and that'll need to be maintained for them to have a chance to take the lead.
And here's Clarkson. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. Clock at 4. Fires from 14. That one, no good.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And so it's Utah with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Joined by Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, your team is competing at a very high level. What do you think that's happening?
Well, we're trying to defend, and we've been a little bit fortunate too. They missed some shots, but more than anything, we just want to try to guard and make it hard on them.
Got to make them feel it. Thanks, Quinn. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Utah finds themselves ahead after 2 quarters. They are dominating the scoring, leading by 19. Kenny, what do you think?
Well, it has been an electric performance. These guys were firing on all cylinders. They came out aggressive, going after those rebounds, and they were piling it up. I think they wanted to send a message with their physicality, and they're going to be nearly impossible to stop if they're playing that way.
Shaq, what did you think about New York?
They were brick city, and it was painful to watch. Weak shooting starts to get contagious, and they were struggling all over the place. They got to work on getting more high-quality chances, more layups, fewer prayers.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Bojan Bogdanovic with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
Now let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Conley runs the point with Mitchell flanking him. Bradley is out there with Bogdanovic. And it's Gobert in at the 5 down low. That's the group starting the second half for Quinn Snyder. Smith against Conley. On the wing, Mitchell. Left side, Bradley. It's Bogdanovic on the wing. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Boy, when you talk to his teammates and his coaching staff, Bojan Bogdanovic, one of the toughest guys you'll see in the league. He doesn't say much, kind of stays to himself, but boy, when the ball goes up, does this guy compete.
And the first one drops. And growing up a young child in the violence of Croatia during the Yugoslav wars, Doris, Bogdanovic said it affected everyone.
Not only that, Kevin, but think about it. This is a young man who at 16 years of age left his home on his own to go play pro basketball in Madrid. And what does it translate to? Well, he can now speak 4 languages. I'll tell you this, Bogey knows a thing or two about resiliency.
Knicks trail by 21. Pass to Knox. Now here is Robinson. He's covered by Bogdanovic. For 3, Smith. Rebounded by the Jazz. Bradley's got his 8th rebound here tonight.
I'll tell you, no matter what he does, he can't find his rhythm, and you get the sense he's starting to press a little bit.
Conley gets the bucket.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible, and boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Got a piece of it. Oh, the lob to Gobert, and slam dunk by Gobert.
Well, spectacular athleticism from the 7-foot center Gobert. Wow.
And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the New York Knicks. Pass to Knox. outside Robinson. His three-pointers off the mark.
Boy, that makes him 0 for 3 to start the second half. Not the start you were hoping for here.
Oh, good on the triple. New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much.
Wow, another empty possession out of the gates. 0 for 4 in this half. Brutal.
Mitchell, and then Mitchell with the dunk.
This is Mitchell at his absolute best. Driving, attacking, putting all the pressure on the defense.
For New York, they've gone 0 of 4 from the field in the second half. Yet to find the mark. Here's Randall. It's good. The assist that time from Smith.
And they get one. Now 1 of 5 here in the third.
For Utah, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Bogdanovic staying confident down low, being physical with the defense, and gets rewarded with a trip to the foul line.
This is his third trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, it's good to see him with this free throw percentage up over 80.
Free throw good, Bogdanovic. And so Bogdanovic nails both of them. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And it's Smith missing.
Listen, he can make that shot right there, but I do know they have other options they can go to.
Mitchell, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And Doris, Rudy Gobert has come a long way as a finisher.
No doubt, Kevin. He has led the league in field goal percentage, and they have worked so hard to get his balance and strength correct. This guy is becoming more and more dangerous as a scorer.
First free throw is good.
It is still amazing to me that in 2017, Donovan Mitchell wasn't even a top 10 pick. If you had a redraft, he'd likely go top 2. Absolutely incredible.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
Well, the Jazz's Quinn Snyder has become one of the most respected head coaches in the league. And think, guys, a player poll even had him ranked 7th among coaches they'd like to play for. And consider he's in Utah. That is not exactly a free agent destination.
Conley against Smith. Conley kicks to Bogdanovic. It's stolen by Smith. And here's the fast break. Barrett leading the way. And no good. Now the Jazz take it the other way. And Doris, what is it, do you think, about Quinn Snyder that gives rise to that respect?
Well, you think about it. He played the game at a high level, of course, collegiately at Duke. He has paid his dues as a coach. He's got tremendous intellect for the game. And there's this growth mindset with him. He's always looking at himself. How can I get better?
And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And the Jazz with possession here. Here's the Jazz with the ball. They've got a 12-2 run in progress.
Kevin, how fast does Donovan Mitchell get off the ground? My goodness.
Here's Smith. He's got 6. outside Robinson. The pass to Barrett. Here's the three. Kept alive by New York. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And a moment to check out now what Utah has coming up. On Friday, they'll host the Charlotte Hornets. And then on Sunday, they'll take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
And that one falls for Robinson. Robinson hits them both. Here's Conley. 8 points for him. Passes it to Bogdanovich. The putback.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. Inside, Barrett, and it's blocked by Bradley. One-on-one fast break. Here's Mitchell. That fall. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich has got 3 assists in the game. New York's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Smith the pass to Robinson. Now here's Randall. Over Bradley. New York, no good that time either.
Fantastic positioning there to contest that one.
And this is what the really good defensive players do. They anticipate, and they're rarely fooled.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
New York shooting just 28%. They are offensively out of whack and out of step with each other at this point. Here's Randall. And Mitchell Robinson is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. A different look for Utah. Davis comes in for Bradley. And it's Jordan Clarkson in for Bogdanovich. Then for the Knicks, Bobby Portis is checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Harkless comes in for Kevin Knox. And Damian Dotson subbed in for Barrett. Smith against Conley. Pass to Davis. Over Randall. Up again, and there's Gobert, putting it right back in. Gobert's got 17.
Well, Rudy Gobert with the size and length, they factor on the glass right now.
Pass to Randall. Will it go? He can't hit that time. Great D that time from Davis. For Utah, they've gone 8 of 12 from the field since the beginning of the third. Conley surveying the D. Great D that time from Portis.
I'll tell you, his shot is just lost right now. There's just no consistency. Amazing that they're still up in this basketball game. Well, you get exactly what you want right there. Clean look, right at the cup. Nicely done.
Utah shooting here about 46% for the game. Conley, the pass to Mitchell. On the wing, Davis. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. He's got 6.
Well, to me, this is what great point guards do. Donovan Mitchell demonstrating just how skilled he is at connecting with open teammates.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. You take a look at the Knicks. This season has been a struggle for them. They're down at the bottom of the conference.
And I think for the Knicks, they've had such a disappointing season. Even when they've gotten a little bit of momentum, they haven't been able to keep it going.
It just feels like they're sputtering right now. Every time you think they've turned the corner, they really haven't.
Clarkson finds Davis. And there's the pass to Gobert. Here's Conley. Good work defensively by Smith. New York's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Can't hit from in close.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Clarkson up top, defended by Harkless. Davis inside, Randall on him. That misses off the backboard. The Knicks shooting the ball poorly, just 28%. Smith in the post, covered by Conley. Smith's shot is good.
Well, great recognition from Dennis Smith Jr., creating the separation and shooting with confidence.
On the wing, Mitchell. Clarkson with the ball. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Julius Randle picks one up.
Jordan Clarkson tends to draw a lot of contact. If you look at his career, he doesn't end up at the free throw line as often as you'd think.
And it seems like Jordan Clarkson may have found his niche, Greg, as instant offense coming off the bench.
A perfect fit for a scoring-minded combo guard. Clarkson able to create his own shot and comfortable pulling from all 3 levels.
Free throw good. Clarkson occupying that instant offense role, Doris. Jordan Clarkson able to get his shot anytime.
No doubt, Kevin. He's a little bit of a streaky scorer. The challenge is on the defensive end. That's where he has to really improve if he's going to stay on the floor and impact winning.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Gibson comes in for Randall, and it's Payton in for Dennis Smith. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
The one thing with Clarkson, sometimes he can get a little out of control, and he does a tremendous job creating offense and putting himself in a position to attack.
Here's Payton, feeds it to Gibson, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
A great job to kick it back and create the easy one.
That's the unselfishness you want to see. To try and score consistently, you have to work together.
Passes to Williams-Goss. Now, here's Clarkson. Pass to Moutier. The 3. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Gibson. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard and see which teams made the most of their opportunities on the offensive glass this month. The Jazz, number 1.
They have been aggressive underneath. I mean, they're playing with a physicality that you don't often see, and it's led to a lot of second chance points.
And his defense so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
Payton left side. Portis kicks to Payton. Pass to Harkless. Three-pointer on the way. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Here's Clarkson. The Knicks pull it in. Portis has got his 5th rebound in this one. Payton against Davis. The pass to Gibson. Now Payton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Davis. Offensive rebound. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
Well, Taj Gibson is a big-time power player. This guy remarkable at getting hit and able to finish nonetheless.
Well, you talk about a player who is a consummate pro, Taj Gibson.
No doubt. Taj is a guy who has always approached the game from a veteran standpoint. He's a great leader, great defensive player, and in between the lines and out, you can count on Taj Gibson.
Mind the lane. Mind the lane. One shot.
That's good from Gibson.
Well, Taj Gibson is a pro's pro. The rugged power forward is known for his consistency. You can count on this guy game in and game out.
passes it to Clarkson from outside the arc. That one doesn't go. So New York will take it the other way. Here's Dotson. Buries it down low. Dotson's got 8 points.
Well, instead of forcing it all the way to the cup, he just goes with that little teardrop.
Pass to Clarkson. Davis against Portis. Davis, the pass to Moutier. To end the cold streak. Great D that time from Portis. New York's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Payton against Moutier. Here's Payton. He's got 8. To the middle. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, there's a physicality to what Taj Gibson does on a nightly basis, and particularly when he's this close.
And this will be his second and third shots at the line here.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Gibson.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
He hits both from the stripe. .111 left in the third quarter. Here's Niang. 6 points for him. Pass to Williams-Goss. Moutier with the ball. Nice ball movement by Utah. Here's Niang. Trying to get something going. Davis, the pass to Niang. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Payton outside. And the pass to Portis. We've got 28 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. And the Knicks miss again.
Boy, no idea why he went with the fadeaway. Had a clean look at the basket.
Here's Clarkson. Over in the corner, Moutier. Connects from three-point range. Moutier's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Moutier. To the inside, Williams-Goss lays it up and banks it in.
You can see the improving court awareness of Emmanuel Moutier, having an understanding for when to find his guys.
5 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Gibson. No good off the back of the rim. And so it's Utah, up by 33 points as the buzzer sounds. A huge lead for them. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. A chance now to hear Coach Quinn Snyder talking to his team moments ago in the huddle.
Let's just keep playing with the same intensity, okay? On misses, you guys really run in space. Anyone can bring it.
Well, he's trying to get them to maintain that edge right now.
And solid advice from Coach Snyder, wanting his squad to remain engaged.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And New York, looking at who they've got. Harkless is out there with Taj Gibson. Then there's Wayne Ellington. Then there's Elfrid Payton. And it's Bullock in at small forward. And the call will be against Emmanuel Moutier. That'll be his second foul of the game. Doris, when you look at draft eligibility requirements, it is a very fluid topic with a lot of different ways it could go, a lot of moving parts. Where do you stand?
I'll tell you the truth, Kevin. I'm conflicted about this because I believe there is real value to the college experience. There's high-level coaching across the game at the collegiate level, but I also believe that young men who have talent should be able to, when they are eligible, decide when they want to become professionals. So, listen, I'm sort of in the middle. There are legitimate arguments to be had for both sides. What I hope, regardless, is we get the best players in the league, and that's certainly going to happen whenever it happens.
From the low block, Niang, that's good.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Payton outside. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Boy, at 6'4", Elfrid Payton has great size at his position and uses it to his advantage to score inside.
Passes it to Niang. To the left side wing. Payton against Moutier. Just 4 to shoot. Jacks up a 3. And Harkless pulls it down.
Boy, this guy just can't buy a bucket, and yet they have the advantage.
Now, here's Bullock, guarded by O'Neal. Here's Harkless, nailed from three-point land. Jazz have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Pass to Williams-Goss. And here is O'Neal. Ellington defending. Outside, Davis. Back to O'Neal. Shot clock at 5. Shoots over Bullock. Knicks with the rebound. For 3, Ellington. Utah with the rebound. Davis has got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. Pass to Williams-Goss. Can't get it to fall. New York's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Here's Payton. Goes back up. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And you know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
Doris, when you look at the success of international players, and the league has a litany of very good international players, Doncic being the latest success story, is the perception changing about these kids when they come from overseas and play in the NBA?
Well, one of the greatest, and to me, the greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Fame player, probably changed the perception to start with. Now, listen, over the years, Luka is going to have perhaps a Hall of Fame career if he stays healthy. The reality is this. The NBA is looking for the best players to man those 15 roster spots of the 30 NBA teams. It doesn't matter where you're from, what the color of your skin is. If you can play the game of basketball and play it at the highest level, the NBA wants you to be a part of their league.
Here's Bullock. The shot off that time, and Utah the other way now. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets, and that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Oney defended by Gibson. Now here's Bradley, guarded closer. Another miss by Utah. The Knicks shooting just 31% in the game. Here's Harkless, got a hand on it, and he gets it back. Tries again. The shot, no good. O'Neal with the defensive effort. Utah has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And the shot goes in.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Greg, to me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Here's Trier. Here's Gibson. Another shot. The rebound by Niang.
Well, it's a case where a guy's trying to make a play, trying to take it up strong, but the defense was ready.
It's Bradley on the wing. He's guarded by Bullock. Harkless with the steal. And Utah making a change here. Tucker's checked in. Robinson's checked in for New York. New York's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Now Ellington. Doris, in 2004, the Charlotte Bobcats became the NBA's 30th team. When do you think we're going to see another team added, whether it's an expansion or even multiple expansion cities?
Well, let's go directly to the most important source, and that's Commissioner Adam Silver, who has said that expansion is inevitable, but right now not a huge priority. So, you know, listen, we've heard Seattle is on the short list of cities that wants to get a team, and what a great city, what a great NBA fan base. I hope someday we get back to Seattle.
So much history up there. You're correct.
And you know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
And Mitchell Robinson is going to pick up the foul. And that'll be his third foul so far.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Here's Niang, defended by Gibson. Niang passes to O'Neal, shoots over Bullock, knocks down the 10-footer. O'Neal's got his first 2 points.
Oh, sweet lean in. Just no defense around. Probably could have gone straight up.
The Knicks shooting a low 30% mark from the field. The pass to Gibson. Over Bradley. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Well, tremendous defensive effort on the interior. That's the kind of contest you want.
And here is O'Neal. Doris, we've both been very public in our admiration for LeBron, the face of the league, for so many years. When he retires, and we're approaching that date, who do you think might step up and take his place as the face of the NBA?
Well, probably the most likely candidate is the new and reigning MVP, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is an absolute physical force. He's put on 50 pounds. He's getting more and more skilled. When he adds that three-point shot as a consistent weapon and gets to an in-between game, he will be impossible to guard. Kawhi Leonard, you know, he is now sort of taking over as a multi-time winner of the Finals MVP, and certainly a player guys want to play with. So just a couple of possibilities there, Kev.
And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
And that's an example of playing big, adapting to the situation.
Well, major height disadvantage. He recognizes that and still able to score it.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
New York's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Ellington with it. Down low, looking to end the run. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Let's remember, Taj Gibson is one of the most physical players in the league on both ends. He loves to pick up these fouls.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
And after attempting no free throws in the first half, now he's putting the defense back on its heels.
No good on the second free throw. Doris, all right, this is going to come out of the blue here, but if you had to choose between raising the height of the basket or widening the floor or even widening the lane, which would it be?
I have very strong feelings on this, Kevin, and for me it would be widening the floor. And the reason I say that is it feels to me in the last couple of years there are more sideline violations where teams are turning it over because they're trying to get to that corner three, one of the most advantageous, best shots in today's game. But because that three-point line is so close to the sideline out of bounds, we're seeing too many violations. So if I had to choose between one or the other, I would absolutely widen the floor.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
That free throw good from Bradley. And so he's able to get one of two. Of course, we know historically the Celtics, the only franchise to ever have a four-peat, 4 straight championships. Do you think at some point we're going to see another?
I'm not sure there can be in today's NBA, Kevin, and there are a number of different contributing factors. Number one, the salary cap implications that happen. Number two, look at the Golden State Warriors, who were well positioned for a three-peat. And yet, as you know, luck plays a small part in an NBA championship. Luck relative to injuries. You see Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant both get lost in the midst of an NBA Finals. This is a really, it's challenging enough to go back-to-back. Forget about four-peat.
And he converts the layup.
Well, get it inside to a quality scorer and let this guy do his thing.
And it's Utah's ball. They're on a 13-5 run. Now, here's Tucker. Right side, Bradley. 6 to shoot. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Here's O'Neal. The three-pointer, no good. New York's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Here's Bullock. The 19-footer is on the money. Bullock's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Boy, that one was not easy. Every once in a while, you just make a tough shot.
For Utah, they've gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the fourth. That's about 43%. Now, here's Tucker. He's guarded closely. Tipped away, and it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. Maurice Harkless is checked in for Taj Gibson. Four on the shot clock. Oni, Bradley trying to break free. Here's Niang. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the call. New York with the foul. And he knocks down the first one. Of course, here's something kind of interesting. There's been a lot of talk about moving the draft to after free agency. What would that look like?
Well, I think talent is always going to be at a premium. So I would think if there's a guy that's the absolute definitive #1 pick, he's going #1 regardless of roster construction. But the reality is it might help those teams who maybe if they know who's on the roster, it might change the kind of draft selection they would make. So it's an interesting supposition. We'll see if the NBA moves in that direction.
Here's Tucker, and that one's on target from the wing.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
New York shooting an appalling 26% in the fourth quarter. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Ellington. Ellington hits them both. Utah's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Pass to Tucker. Here's Niang. Shot from 12. No good on the shot. New York shooting a low 30% right now. An ugly offensive performance. And it's Bullock missing. The Jazz shooting at 42% in this final quarter. Well, remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agency entered the equation. It's appropriate, it's fair, they've earned the right to choose where they play.
Trier passes to Ellington. Launches a 3. The rebound by Niang. Niang's got 6 rebounds in the game.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Jazz.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Rudy Gobert.
Boy, I thought his best work was his pursuit of the basketball. He competed for every rebound, fought for position in the paint, and never stopped working. I love it.
The shot's good from Ellington.
Well, it's easy to say. This guy wanted it more, creating the second chance opportunity and cashing in.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Tucker. Now, here is O'Neal. He's guarded by Bullock. Now, O'Neal. Just 5 to shoot. Oni. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Mike, when you look at how the team's been playing the last few games, are you happy with the way things are going?
Yeah, you know, I think we're playing very well. I think we're finally getting the chemistry that we want, and everybody's just playing hard right now.
Always a team effort here. Congrats on the win. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.